NBA playoffs continue on Friday night. We have a couple Game 3 site changes as New York's going to Philadelphia, San Antonio's going to Minnesota. I've got free play, side, total, player props for both games Friday night coming up in this video for you right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And don't forget, if you want to continue to see a free NBA playoff video every day, all I ask is a quick thumbs up like. And if you're on your mobile device, click that hype button as well. Much appreciated here on WagerTalk TV. And click subscribe and click the bell for instant alerts so you'll know when Saturday and Sunday's free NBA playoff videos are posted this weekend as well here on the channel. All right, we got two more games on Friday night. These are both Game 3s, so we got site changes here for round 2, and they're both, once again, on Amazon Prime. So get excited. Friday Night Prime basketball. And the first one's at 7 Eastern, New York at Philadelphia. We had a best bet on the Sixers. I gave them to you in the video for Game 2 on Wednesday. And then, of course, I record the videos the day before, so get them up nice and early for you each night, early morning. And mid-afternoon on Wednesday, Embiid was announced out. We had talked about it in the chat. By the way, I love the comments. Comment below. I read the comments. I reply back. And a few of you did mention, are you worried about fatigue for Embiid? And I mentioned it in the video as well. You know, with the one day off after Game 7, the 76ers came out flat. It was obviously a terrible spot for him in hindsight, having to travel just one day's rest after 3 straight wins as underdogs against Boston. But I did think they would play better in Game 2, and they did. They actually led the majority of that game against the Knicks, even though they ended up losing by 6. But as we talked about in the comments in the Game 2 video, we were concerned about fatigue for Embiid. So the question becomes, did they sit him, hoping to get him ready for Game 3 back at home? Perhaps. Look, I'm doing this video nice and early for you. I'm doing it on Thursday afternoon, a day before the games. And we have seen a little bit of market move as the Sixers have gone from -1 to 1.5 on Thursday afternoon. The total has bumped a bit also from 213 up to 214. So maybe that's hinting that the market thinks Embiid might be playing. By the time many of you watch this on Friday afternoon, maybe we'll have more information. Drop it in the comments below, by the way, if you see it. But regardless, I think it's a good bounce back spot for Philadelphia once again. Historically, teams down 0-2 back at home for Game 3 do perform extremely well. We've talked about this a lot in other videos, that the odds makers in the betting market have caught on to this about 5-6 years ago, and they inflate these lines big time. But this inflation's not too bad, actually, considering the Sixers were like a 7-point dog on the road with Embiid. I know they were a 10-point dog once he was announced out, but that was ridiculous. I liked him even more at +10 because they've played half the season, half the last couple seasons without Embiid. And yes, they are a weaker team without him, but with Maxey, George now in the lineup, rookie, Edgecombe, they've got some options, and we did see that in the Game 2 the other night. And as I mentioned, even though they lost by 6, they led 56% of the game. They only trailed for 30% of the game. It was tied, by the way, for the other 14%. Just so y'all know, I know it has to equal 100. I get that. Both teams had a 7-point lead. That was the point spread. So the Sixers never trailed by the spread the entire game on the road without Embiid. So whether he goes or not, I like Philly here. Keep an eye on it. It's going to definitely move the market, and we can't do anything about that. But something else I always point out about these Game 3s, and this is where the betting markets and the odds makers really caught on the last 5 to 6 years, is that these teams normally do better in the first half. And in these Game 3s with teams down 0-2 back at home, we often see the first quarter and first half line higher than the overall game number, and that's what we see right now. Philadelphia currently like a 1.5-point home favorite. The first half line is -1.5, 2. I even see one of the sharper offshore books at 2.5. It's a point higher than the full game. And if you go first quarter, you're getting the same type of result, -1.5 in most spots. So here again, if Philly's going to probably get off to a strong start, it makes sense. New York comes in off back-to-back wins, site change, the energy of the home crowd. And hopefully Philly will have a home crowd. Embiid pleaded before Game 1 for the Sixer fans to start buying up the Friday tickets so the New York Knicks fans couldn't make the trip. And then after that blowout loss in Game 1, you got to wonder if the Sixer fans held off. Do they buy the tickets, or will be a slight New York crowd edge? Hey, comment below. Do you think the Knicks will have a semi-home crowd here in Game 3 on Friday night? Regardless, though, I would lean towards Philadelphia. A lot of uncertainty, though, without knowing Embiid's status. By the way, OG Anunoby left in the fourth quarter after having a monster game on Wednesday night with an injury, and he is listed as questionable. He might not go here in this game on Friday night. Anunoby's been really good in this series, and he was a key contributor. In 37 minutes, he had 24 points. He took 17 shot attempts. Jalen Brunson, of course, had a huge game, 41 minutes, 26 points, 9 for 21. So it's Mitchell Robinson, by the way, did not play due to illness. He's a guy I talked about fading because they did the hack-a-shack on him in Game 1, and he was 0 for 4 from the free throw line, only played 12 minutes. He might not go again. I don't think they want him out there anyway. Josh Hart, 44 minutes, had only 5 points. He only took 6 shot attempts. Karl Anthony Towns only took 8 shot attempts. Still had 20 points, though, because once again, he got to the free throw line 7 out of 9 times. The problem is, without knowing the status of Anunoby, who's, obviously Anunoby, who played the majority of the game and played well, if Anunoby is out there, he's going to get some points probably. If not, then Cat Brunson will do the heavy lifting. And same thing with the 76ers. Without knowing Embiid's status, really difficult to do any player props. If he's out, obviously we're going to look at Maxey Edgecombe and George to do the heavy lifting. One thing I will point out, even though the Sixers never trailed by more than 7 and they lost by only 6, covered the spread basically from start to finish, it was an evenly matched game, but the Knicks shot over 50% from the field. They've been red hot offensively. We know that. They were the first team ever to win 3 straight playoff games by 25 plus. First team ever in the modern era to have a 30-point lead in 3 straight playoff games. You do wonder if this site change will cool them off a little bit offensively. So here again, I would look at the under in this game for that reason. But here, not knowing Embiid's status makes the total a little bit tricky. Currently, as I said earlier, sitting around 214 in this one. If you want to take some of that Embiid status uncertainty out of the equation, you could play the Knicks team total under 107, 106.5, 107. Embiid, though, is a defensive presence down low with his size. So I would probably like the Knicks team total a little bit better if he does play. But there again, you could look New York under 107 since I lean Sixers and I lean under in this game. And the final thing I wanted to point out is that the big difference in game 1, the Sixers lost by 6. They got outscored by 26 points in the paint, 56-30. And Embiid has matched up really well against the Knicks the past few years and dominates down low. So that was the difference. Even though they covered, they didn't win. They probably would have won that game had Embiid played, as they got outscored by 26 points down low in the paint. That game's your first one at 7 Eastern on Amazon Prime. Hey, it's a prime doubleheader because at 9:30 Eastern we get the other game, Spurs and Timberwolves. And on the surface, when you get a team off a blowout loss, a franchise worst playoff loss, it was the biggest loss in franchise history in the postseason for Minnesota. They lost by 38 points, of course. That would normally be a pretty good bounce back spot for a few reasons. First of all, that team makes the changes, the necessary adjustments. They still won 60% of the games this year, so they are a quality team. And they're returning home to the strong home courting crowd. And biggest reason is the other team often lets down. The problem is, I just don't know if the Spurs are going to really let down in this game because they blew game 1 as a home favorite. And they're by far the better team in this matchup. I rank them and Thunder by far the 2 best teams in the NBA this year. And as I've talked about a lot, Thunder, number 1 defense the last couple years, efficiency, by far the best defense in recent years. They're only 7th in offensive efficiency this year in the regular season. Spurs were number 3 in both, and they had the Defensive Player of the Year in Wembanyama. And Wembanyama had a terrible offensive game in Game 1, but he still had a triple-double. And we thought he would bounce back, and he did just that. And once again, 15 rebounds, double-digit rebounds, as he had done in Game 1. And he was like, 5 for 17 shooting, I think, in Game 1. I said if he hits anywhere near his norm, he's going to have a better game. And that's exactly what happened, as he ended up with 19 points, 7 for 15. But he's not taking a lot of shots, and they're still dominating. And all their starters only played like 25 minutes or so. In fact, the entire starting lineup for the Spurs played 24 minutes or less, except for Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox, who played 26 minutes. So all their guys played half a game. They're well rested. So while Minnesota fits a lot of good technical bounce-back spots off the blowout loss, I'd be hesitant here because I do think the Spurs are the better team. And since the series is tied 1-1, it might not be a letdown spot quite yet for San Antonio. So we'll look at the total here. I do think Minnesota has to have a low-scoring game to compete. Keep in mind, they won the first game 104-102, and they did kind of ugly things up defensively against the Spurs. Obviously, San Antonio had a premium game. They only trailed for 1% of the game the other night. Offensively perfect game, so they probably do regress a little bit on the road here. Spurs team totals around 110. Minnesota's is around 106.5. You could also look on the full game total under 216.5, 217 evens available out there. I would look at the under here. The situation's good for Minnesota, but I'm not looking to fade the Spurs with only -4, +4, because it's basically a straight-up win situation here. But I do think Minnesota cannot afford to get into a track meet. They have to kind of make it ugly like they did Game 1, which landed on 206. T-Wolves have had 102 and 95 in the 2 games. So once again, I do think this could be a lower scoring game. Under 217 is probably your best approach. You could also look at some team totals under if you prefer that way to attack it. Spurs are not going to shoot 41% from 3 again, probably 27 from 33 from the line and 50% from the field. Minnesota has to do what they did in Game 1 and kind of ugly things up a little bit. As far as digging into that box score, as I mentioned, Spurs led by as many as 47 points in their eventual 38-point win. Normally, I would fade a team like that so fast on the road in a playoff game, but the fact that this series is just 1-1, and I still think they're the better team, I'd love to see Minnesota win this game outright because it would actually set up a great play probably on San Antonio in Game 4 on Sunday. So maybe that's what we root for. Even if you don't play the T-Wolves, root for them just so we can get that set up for Game 4. That's what I do a lot as a handicapper. I'm rooting for results in games I don't have a play just so it sets up a good play later on. San Antonio, just like the Knicks, had a big edge, points in the paint. They were plus 22 down low. But this is what jumps out to me. Spurs had a 29-5 fast break point edge in Game 2. That's why, once again, I say I think Minnesota has to slow things down. And being the home team, the home dog, I think they might be able to do so. Fast break points was a huge difference in that game on Wednesday night. 29-5 edge. So I look for Minnesota to slow things down here. I would lean under 217 on the total for that reason. As far as player props, if we're looking at the under in the game, we're going to look at some guys to regress. Obviously, San Antonio players to regress, but all their starters only played half a game. I'm not really looking to fade De'Aaron Fox or Wembanyama, their two best players, and they only had 19 and 16, by the way. Off the bench, Harrison Barnes had 12 points in just 15 minutes, 4 for 7 shooting. Maybe he regresses a bit, and he might not get as many minutes in a tight game. So Harrison Barnes is a guy we could look to play under props against on the San Antonio Spurs. Minnesota players, by the way, you got to talk about the injury report once again. Anthony Edwards is back. We saw him play off the bench in the first two games. He played, 25 minutes in Game 1. He only had 24 minutes on Wednesday in Game 2, 12 points. Obviously, in a blowout, they weren't going to tax him. I look for Edwards to play more minutes. He could be worth a looking over. Even though we're looking under here, Edwards could be worth a looking over finally because I think he's going to get more minutes here in Game 3, especially since he was limited the other night and has had more time to rest. DeSumo missed again. He missed Game 6 against the Nuggets. They won without him. He was probable for Game 1. Edwards was doubtful, and then he played, and DeSumo didn't. DeSumo did not play in Game 2 either. I'm sorry, he did play in Game 2 the other night, but only 10 minutes, did not score. 0 for 4 from the field. He's listed as questionable, but the fact they had him out there for 10 minutes makes me think he will be back, and he got some rest as well. So could take a flyer with DeSumo points over and Edwards points over, because when Edwards was out, DeSumo was the guy that did the heavy lifting. You would think one of them probably gets there, but there is injury concern with both of them, and with the lower scoring game in general, I have concerns. Rudy Gobert, he's had some big games against the Spurs in recent years, but when Wembanyama is out there, it's not a good matchup. Gobert had just 5 points, 1 for 4 shooting in 28 minutes. He got to the free throw line, though, 9 times. So that's the concern with playing Gobert under, is that he got to the free throw line a lot. So I'd probably just stay away from him. And then Jaden McDaniels, 12 points, 6 for 10 shooting. But there again, if DeSumo's out or if Edwards is limited, player props are really tricky here. I think the best way to attack it is probably just the game under 217 in general. That's your late game, 9:30 Eastern, Friday night on Prime. There you go. Injury uncertainty in both games. We thought we got away from that, right, when the regular season ended with load management, and here we have it in the NBA playoffs. But we do what we can. We handicap these games the best we can, and I'm always going to give you side total player prop opinions where I see them. I'm giving you every playoff game free this postseason. I will keep it coming for both Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you subscribe. Almost 250,000 subscribers here. I'm sure you're one of them. Just double check. Make sure you've clicked subscribe and click that bell as well so you get an instant alert when both Saturday and Sunday's videos are ready this weekend. Weekend content here on WagerTalk TV. And all I truly ask is a quick thumbs up like. It takes 2 seconds to click the thumbs up like. We get tens of thousands of views here on all these videos. Each and every one you click that thumbs up like, I will continue to do even more videos each and every day all year long for football, basketball, baseball. And if you're on your mobile device, click the hype button. That's always appreciated as well. Hype it up on your mobile device. Comment below. What are your thoughts on these games? How are you attacking Knicks, Sixers, Spurs, T-Wolves? Do you think it's a bounce back spot for Minnesota, or San Antonio is just the better team, and are they focused now after losing Game 1? Do the Sixers get back on track? And if you see any updates on Embiid after this video is posted, hey, drop them below. We all read the comments. You know I reply back, and you know we all love to learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. So drop and use the comment section below. It's a great resource with tens of thousands of us chiming in each and every day. Now, when I'm giving you sides and total leans, some uncertainty with injuries, obviously a lot of these are 1% of bankroll only. That's how I'd attack all these light TV leans. But my official best bets are the certain plays. And when I get updated information, when I'm ready to pull the trigger, they go out to all my clients at WagerTalk.com. And those are rated as strong 4% best bets each and every day. And they're my personal plays. It's always been that way since I started 30 years ago. This August will be my 30th anniversary. I started August of 1996. I opened shop 30 years ago as a full-time professional handicapper and sports bettor, and it's always been the same. If I'm using a game, I send it to all my clients instantaneously at the same time. We do truly all win and learn and earn and win together. And get them all right now at WagerTalk.com. My strong best bets for Friday night for not just the NBA playoffs, but also Major League Baseball. Don't forget about baseball. It's a great daily moneymaker, building that bankroll all summer long. You also get a bonus free play. Normally it's a baseball play because I'm giving you all the basketball stuff here. So I usually have a bonus free play normally in baseball this time of the year. And that is truly the last cut for my best bet card. Think about it. There's usually like 15 baseball games on the board. And the last cut for my best bet card, that made me anywhere from 2 to 3 baseball best bets. That last cut, just a bit outside, goes up as a free play for everyone. So that one you maybe treat as a 2% opinion. And of course, the best bets are 4% plays. Go get Friday night's free play right now. Check out the strong best bets for Friday night baseball and basketball. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. By the way, while you're on my page, check out some special offers. You know the daily plays are $25 a piece. A one-day all access is just $39. I have multiple plays. That's a great option for a one-day pass. Or how about 3 days for $49? That's right. You get in the second and third days for just $10 more, just $5 each day. You know, everyone gets excited about $5 Tuesday where every play is $5, and then you should. That's an instant 80% discount every Tuesday. How about getting a second and third day for just $5 each? That's like a couple dollars a play with the 3-day sampler, which is available right now. Get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 great days to try out my service and do so for just $49. No promo code needed. That 3-day sampler, all sports, all access, is just $49 on my page right now. Or if you've built that bankroll and you're ready to take a more serious, consistent investment approach, the 30-day is always a great package, and it's better than ever right now for a couple reasons. First of all, instant $100 discount. Normally a 30-day all sport, all access is $299. Nope, it's just $199 right now with an instant $100 discount. No promo code needed. It's applied instantly when you click the button on my page. But I'm also including 10 more days for free. I wanted to make it even better. I said $100 off is not good enough. How about a free 7-day? And let's throw in a free 3-day also. That's right, 10 more days. A 7-day and 3-day pass are included, which gets you up to 40 days for not even the price of 30 because it's $100 off already. Wow. 40-day all access for just $199. Instant discount applied. No promo code needed. Or if you're ready to take that long-term true investment approach like a professional bettor does and play every day, every sport consistently and get it down to about $1 a play, that's a 96% discount off the daily rate. The 1-year all access is your package because right now there's over an $800 instant discount, a bonus 25% coupon. That does truly get it down to about $1 a play for every college and pro football play next season, every college basketball play from start to finish next season, all of next year's NBA regular season through the first round of the playoffs, the rest of this year's playoffs, the rest of this year's baseball into next year's baseball. You get the point. It's a great time to get a 1-year all access for those reasons. And then to make it even better, you're getting the lowest price of the year, about $1 a play with over an $800 instant discount. Check it out right now, whether you get the 1 day, the 1 week, the 1 month, the 1 year, or the 3-day sampler. Everyone's getting the same plays every day. My personal best bets, and it's always been that way for the past 30 years, including the bonus free play for Friday. Go get that right now also. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and hey, get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. Click the like button. Hype it on your mobile device. Comment below. What are your thoughts on these games? Click subscribe. Click the bell for instant alerts so you know when Saturday and Sunday's free NBA videos are posted and some daily baseball throughout the week. And also follow me on social media for updates. At Steve Merril on X and Instagram. You know the deal. 2 R's, 1 L. MERRIL. At Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to WagerTalk TV because you also know there's more free play videos coming up next.